Welcome again, Aries. It's August 2016. Dadhichi here from astrology.com.au with your horoscope for this month. If you were listening to my introduction on the conjunction of Mars and Saturn, I mentioned the importance of that transit for you this month, especially in the first week where Mars starts to move into the orb of Saturn. These planets are considered diametric opposites. They are enemies in the scheme of the zodiac as far as the principles of the planets are concerned. And so therefore this is a rather difficult month for you, notwithstanding the wonderful new moon that takes place in your fifth house. Fifth house of creativity, love affairs, connecting with your inner child, all of the nice warm fuzzy stuff. But that's against that backdrop of the conjunction of these two planets, which will occur in your ninth house of higher understanding, legal matters, education, travels and past karma. These are all the areas that are under the jurisdiction of that particular planet, or that particular sign, which is Sagittarius. Although it begins its conjunction in that first week, the exact conjunction takes place on the 24th. And that, interestingly, is 3 or 4 days after the full moon, which is an eclipse in your 11th house. 11th house is everything to do about your social life, your aspirations in life, elder siblings, and really also profits from your business ventures. So the new moon in the fifth house is excellent for bring to the fore new opportunities in your relationships, creatively opening up, finding that path of least resistance to what it is that you want to do in life and what actually makes you feel fantastic, just as it did when you were a kid and you were really excited about opening your Christmas gifts or your birthday presents. So are you able to foster that sort of emotion and excitement and anticipation over it is what you're doing? If not, the new moon in this area is usually a very good start and gives you that opportunity to do what you actually love and what you're passionate about. And so this fifth house, 11th house axis as we call it, these two houses are opposite each other. In your case, if we look at your horoscope, Leo is in the fifth house and Aquarius is in the 11th house. So the full moon in the eclipse is also very revealing and has some karmic implications as well for you. It can actually bring new insights into your friendships, the type of people that you're connected to. And the moon commences its transit in the 7th house of marriage and relationships. So there's a very intimate link between marriage, that's the 7th house, the 5th house where we see the new moon, which is love affairs, and the 11th house, the eclipse or full moon, which is your social activities this month. Now, why is that important? Well, in part because the initial conjunction of Mars and Saturn that I was talking about will also impact upon that. Saturn is the co-ruler of your 11th house along with the planet Uranus. Between the 3rd and the 24th, as I mentioned, that intensification of Mars and Saturn together will impact upon these departments of your life. It's an interesting combination for you, Aries, because the 11th house is supposedly the place which fulfills your dreams, and Mars is your ruling planet. And with this conjunction occurring in your 9th house, this is called the place of fortune in at least Eastern astrology, being the area of past karma. Shows another intimate link between what you've done in your past, connections with friends, earnings, wealth, and opportunities in this area. It doesn't mean you're not going to have a lot of frustrations, because we see that this combination does tend to cause you to have second thoughts about things, especially if you start doubting your abilities. And particularly for those of you that are students, this is students, lawyers, political people, travellers, airline pilots. The 9th house has to do with journeys as well. So in any of these areas, this conjunction is going to produce some difficulties for you. Work this month will be very, very intense, because we see Venus, Mercury and Jupiter in your 6th house of employment affairs and co-workers. And that is a little difficult for your personal relationships, because Venus is the ruler of the 7th house of marriage. We touched on that as well. The 6th house is house of health. So it may well be that this month there may be issues surrounding the health of your spouse or partner or co-workers. Although Mercury is very, very well placed in this 6th house, and Mercury moving to its exaltation is very happy in this area. So new ideas spring up, and your communication with those you work with should fare very well indeed. The main issues there that I see, as I've said to you, are surrounding the period of the 24th. We also see another hard aspect at the same time that Mars is making that conjunction to Saturn by virtue of the right angle to Neptune. Neptune we see in your 12th house of spirituality, expenses, that sort of thing. So in short, you can get a lot done this month. We have to be careful not to argue over money, because we see that that 12th house of expenses is receiving that right angled aspect of Saturn, which will then involve your ruling planet. So be mindful of that. Relax, take a few deep breaths, enjoy the month as much as you can. In the meantime, get the more detailed textual analysis at the site astrology.com.au, and I hope to see you here next month.